We're synced up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice.
How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. I had a fairly productive day today.
Nice.
I wrote some code.
Oh,
I'm a programmer, of course. I think I've told you.
right.
And one of my personal projects is like basically a metagame analyzer
Oh.
for my cube. So like for my collection of
Oh.
magic cards meant to be drafted together.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we have or I have 4 nights worth of data, so I decided to run the data through my analyzer, which essentially just spits out the percentage of each card that it appeared in a winning deck list, and same thing for the losing deck lists,
Uh,
and then the percentage of times different color combinations were winning and losing deck lists.
how are you how are you tracking that? Are you like
I have an Excel spreadsheet that I just fill in the decks, like I fill the decks into,
Mhm.
and then I have code that actually works through each sheet of the spreadsheet and collects all the data and then writes it on the first page.
are you keeping track of how many times it gets played in a game
Yeah,
or no?
yeah.
Okay.
So like there were in this past 4 nights of data, there were 2 cards that appeared in 60% of winning deck lists, or like 3 out of 5,
Mhm.
and there were 2 cards that appeared in 60% of losing deck lists.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're keeping track of how many times it appears in a deck, not necessarily like, oh, like Joe Blow like had the card in their deck, but they played it like 5 times tonight.
Oh yeah, no, not like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. I see. Because that would be a lot harder to keep track of.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be a lot.
I was almost wondering if you were like recording it or something, but
Yeah, I
no.
was. I've been thinking about the idea of like recording the matches. That might be fun.
Yeah, it would be hard to get the cameras set up though, I think. Right?
Yeah,
Maybe
you have
not.
to if you they do it at Epic, and they basically have like for some of their card games, and they have one like overhead camera that's just
Uh-huh.
like straight top down, and then they have 2 cameras on either side, each pointed to the other side to get the player cam.
Oh, okay.
And I think also to get hands. It might be hands. Yeah, that might be hand cams because that's very important with spectating a card game.
Right.
Anyways, though, I see that this is not a sheik but a fox
True.
from Mister Giraffes Can Fly.
Yeah. I didn't know that he didn't play I thought he just played Fox.
He's a sheik man, but the thing with these reprehensible sheik individuals is that Fox and Ices both have the same jump squat. So, so it makes it very easy to switch between them.
Maybe maybe I picked the wrong games then. Maybe it was the other. I don't think I played a Sheik though.
Okay,
I don't know. Who cares?
all
These
right,
games will
whatever,
work. I'm pretty
whatever.
sure. I'm pretty sure this was him.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
So yeah. Okay. Then before we get into it,
Yeah.
there I think it, depending on what you would prefer, there are a few different ways. I think we could do this. The first one that I do with most people is I watch, like maybe the first like 1 or 2 stocks just to see what's going on, and then I pick a few like specific things to focus on and talk about those, and then
Okay.
kind of repeat the process and just like talk about specific things, like
Okay.
specific interactions.
I'm assuming this is game one.
I would assume. I would assume. Yeah, this is
Okay.
this is the game one game.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab a piece of paper.
Okay.
forgot my notebook to class.
It's very important. Also, so yeah, I was just thinking about it some more, and I think what would be good is just doing that approach of like picking a few like individual situations that are important and kind of just like focusing on the times you get hit.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go deeper on anything I talk about, we can go deeper. And if you feel
Yeah.
like you kind of already know what I'm talking about, then we can just skip over that stuff.
See, I'm probably gonna defer to you on stuff, but basically, the way I see it is like, and I know I already told you this, but I'm gonna tell you again anyway.
Okay.
I really don't think any of my stuff is gonna be like, oh, you don't know how to like deal with this very specific situation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all of my stuff is gonna be like, I don't know, like you don't know how to close out a stock or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. Less about like the individual tiny situations and more about like
Yeah,
general like,
yeah,
strategy stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think I will probably go pretty specific, but just
Okay,
because one of the reasons I like to go specific is
yeah,
because I think it helps teach you like how to do things yourself and like how
yeah.
to
That's
analyze games yourself, and I think that's a really important skill.
that's great that you talk about that because I tried to do that on stream the other day, and it was like I'm not really sure exactly when I'm supposed to, because like I think I think I think it was the video with Mango and Scar, right? And
Mm-hmm.
Mango talked about like looking for when you get hit and when you get a hit, and then he also said like when you drop a combo, like what
Mm-hmm.
you should do differently.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and I think Fiction talked about it too in one of his videos.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I mean obviously there's a line there, right? Like of getting hit, cuz like is getting hit like I start getting comboed, or is it even just like, oh, they
Okay.
lasered me 3 times? You know
So
what I mean?
okay, yeah. So generally, so basically, I think the what you should be prioritizing in analysis is you should be
Yeah.
prioritizing high impact situations.
Okay.
So that can be so like a real easy example is like if you drop an edge guard, that's like a
Yeah.
high impact situation because you're losing a lot of value just off that one interaction.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that
then
makes sense.
like another really good way to do it, though kind of like way to view things is looking for not necessarily situations that are high impact on their own,
Uh-huh.
but high impact when combined with other things. So like they're high impact if they happen, like 4 or 5 times. Because then if you make if you make the fix for that one situation,
Yeah.
then you've created a lot of value because you're now solving the situation that you've been having trouble with like 4 or 5 times.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
that
kind
makes
of like
sense.
equivalent value. You're getting as much
Right.
out of your analysis as you do when you look at that one specific high impact, high value situation, like dropping an edge
Yeah.
guard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, I guess yeah. So especially for these first few, when I look at a
Yeah.
situation, I'm gonna try to really uh, go through my thought process.
Okay.
Um, and just like kind of try and show you how I go about analyzing a situation and what
Okay.
I'm looking for.
Okay. I remember almost nothing of the first game, but the second game I was like, "Oh man, I did a lot better the second game." I managed to like pull it back. So,
Hmm.
I'm assuming you're recording this, right?
Yeah, I'm recording this.
Do people know that I'm the Falcon?
I will make it clear. Don't worry. I got
Okay. Okay.
it. Okay. Okay.
I survive a long time.
Yeah, your guys is pretty good. Um,
Can I say something?
yeah.
Uh, so one thing that always happens to me whenever I'm like playing at Epic or whatever, I will like start to get run over, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing right now. I'm
And
definitely noticing you're just getting like the fox
Yeah,
hits you a single time, a lot of the time it's leading to more hits.
yeah, and it's like, well, and then once they're like on top of me and they just keep doing that over and over, it's like I don't know how to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm noticing that it's. I don't feel like you're making. I don't feel like your strategy is bad.
Yeah.
I think your game plan is pretty sound.
Hmm.
It's just that you're getting stuck in these like little situations where Fox has advantage on you, and you're just losing because it's a really hard
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I just like lock up.
So we can just go through those.
Okay.
Okay. So so right here, this is one.
Okay.
Um. So when you're looking at one of these situations, you want to look at. Oh my god, please. You want to look at what the original cause of the situation was. Like what originally
Okay.
caused you to go into disadvantage. And so that advantage can be that disadvantage can be either frame disadvantage. You could be actionable after your opponent, or it could be something like stage or positional disadvantage. So this example is actually an example of both, because what happens here is that like you see Fox like full hopping up on like above the side platform,
Uh-huh.
and then like you see like right here, and you just immediately decide to go for the nair.
Uh-huh.
So like you react to Fox, basically just you react to him just double jumping above, like right here.
Yeah.
Like him double jumping is what you're reacting to. So
Right.
react to that, you go for this nair. And then
Right.
what gets you in trouble is
Hmm.
that by whiffing this nair, you end up in this position.
Yeah.
So in this position, you're a disadvantage in terms of frame disadvantage because Fox is actionable right now, and you're not actionable for I think like 6 or 7 frames. And
Mhm.
also, you're disadvantaged because you're all the way in the corner.
Yeah.
So because of that, Fox is able to throw this back air that, even though it doesn't hit you, puts you in a really bad spot because now you have to like get out of there somehow.
Yeah. So like okay, so then what do I do? Like do I just like not go in immediately is and put myself in the corner? Is that basically what I should have done?
Yeah, I don't think you should. I think you could have avoided putting yourself in the corner.
Okay.
Um, Also, like I think your move selection was a little bit off
Yeah, because
because
it should it probably should have been like up air, right?
yeah, because if you think about what you're trying to do here, you're trying to hit Fox out of his double
Yeah.
jump. The Nair doesn't really make that much sense, just because
No, it
like by the
doesn't.
time it's out, Fox isn't going to be anywhere close to there.
Right.
But the up air makes more sense. But then also something that you can always give a shot when you're like in these situations is if you see Fox like double jumping already like hard committed to being
Yeah.
in the air, you don't
Yeah.
have to engage him. You don't
Okay.
have to engage him here. You can always just take more stage.
Yeah, okay.
Because like Fox is basically forfeiting access to anywhere, like anywhere past this line I'm making with the cursor,
Yeah.
right? So you
Hmm.
have up until that whole space to just take and just like take center stage with.
Why did he double jump like that?
Oh no, dude! Foxes have weird brains. They don't know what they're doing. I don't. Yeah,
I think I did,
I don't know what he was trying to do there.
I think I did the up air immediately after because I realized like, oh, I should have up aired.
Yeah, but then by the time you're up airing,
But
it's
then
just too
yeah,
late.
then yeah, I'm already screwed.
Because
So
even if you had been facing the other direction and actually been like properly spaced for up air, you'd have just gotten bared.
oh, so even up air probably wouldn't have worked, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because like if
Yeah.
you because remember like you have to spend that amount of time in jump squat. So
Yeah.
by the time you're out of jump squat, Fox's back air is already on top of you.
I
So
have
if you
another
were facing
question.
towards him, then the back air would have beat the up air. What's up?
So when you said you said you think my plan isn't the problem or whatever before. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, yeah. When I say plan, I'm mostly talking about just like kind of like general move choice
Oh, okay.
and kind of just like general move choice, like kind of, not like over engaging or like under engaging, like trying to
Yeah.
picking generally good spots to fight in. But
So
really,
like,
just nothing super wrong with it.
but how do you like know that? How do you know that the strategy was right in general?
In
Or
general,
like what gives you that feeling? You know what I mean?
um,
Or do you even know? Maybe it's just a thing you learn over
it's
time.
it's kind of a thing you learn, but also just um, I don't know, like a big thing I look out for is just like are you like using movement in combination with your
Hmm.
attacks?
I see.
When you engage with a move, is it
Yeah.
something that makes sense? Like, is it like a high reward move or a safe move?
Hmm. I see.
Are you doing weird stuff?
Yeah.
Like, are you doing really weird stuff by just moonwalking around a neutral or something? Stuff like
Oh, that's the cool stuff though.
that. But yeah, it is definitely something you pick up over time because I
Yeah.
remember I
I see.
used to something you'll hear commentators say, especially like the ones that are like good players, is they'll talk about players picking spots, and they'll talk about how like some players are like good at picking spots.
Uh-huh.
And for a while, I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what they were talking about. But then,
Hmm.
just over time, as I started to learn about like picking good spots to engage in,
Oh, I
it
see.
just started to make a lot more sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's like a lot of stuff like that that really just you're
Comes
just
with
not
time.
aware of. Yeah, that comes with time. Um, but yeah, so like basically, do you see how kind of like whiffing that nair just caused you to get
Yeah.
hit by all of this?
Yes.
Like getting hit by like whiffing that nair is the root cause of that 39% of damage.
Right. I okay. When I start to get like rolled over, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just like go into shield. And I'm fairly certain that that is not what I'm supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, generally not. It's hard though when you're in the corner.
Yeah.
Because the thing that Falcon can use to get out of bad spots is his dash back. Because he's
Right.
so fast. But
Yeah.
like right here, you don't.
I
you
don't have any
can't.
space for
Yeah, you
that.
can't dash back.
Okay, so going in the corner is really bad. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of like that's what I was working up to
Okay. I'm
because
just
like,
I'm just one step ahead.
but like, yeah. So like, what I was kind of working up to is that like when you did this, so this
Yeah.
is actually an example of you um losing value. This is like an example of like a situation where like a lot of value is being lost because you go from having control of center stage, right? Fox is in the corner,
Yeah.
and then you just totally flip the switch, and now you're in the corner, and Fox has control of center stage.
Okay.
Just and it's especially important just because like there are in all fighting games, characters get much weaker than when they're in the corner. But for characters who play a lot of defense with their movement options, like Falcon,
Hmm.
then going in the corner becomes even worse because now they can't actually play defense. Like now they're
Yeah.
essentially a low tier,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and it happens with Marth. It happens with Sheik.
Hmm.
It happens with Falco. It happens with Peach. Really,
Hmm.
the only character that is not extremely hurt by being in the corner is Fox, just because Fox is so good at engaging in any spot.
Hmm.
And also, Fox
Okay.
has an insane ledge dash.
Okay. Which is something I need to learn.
Yeah, if you have a good ledge dash, then being in the corner is a lot less scary.
Yeah.
Because then, if you're in the corner, like right here, instead of just having to go into
Yeah.
shield, you could just like wave dash back to ledge and then ledge dash
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
though it went okay for you.
Yeah. Okay. Like there I dash back and it worked pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is like what you want to be doing.
Yeah, okay.
A really important thing in melee is the idea of undershooting. which
Okay.
is where you. So you can go back here. But basically, undershooting is where. So you do this jab, right? And
Yeah.
then you jump for this neutral air. So basically,
Yeah.
what undershooting is it's doing an attack in a spot like this, like a fast long range attack,
Uh-huh.
preferably like a fast long range attack, or one of the
Like
two,
like Nair.
like Nair,
Okay.
and you do it in the timing such that if Fox runs in right now,
Yeah.
then he's going to run into the Nair.
Yeah. Okay.
But if Fox stays in place,
I'm still good
you're
though,
still
right?
good because he's too far away to punish you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you can use undershooting exactly like you do here, where you throw out the move. So now if the fox is running into, he's going to get nared, and then you recognize that you're landing at that same spacing. But it's also important though to recognize that here, you're too far away for fox to actually be able to whiff punish you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now you can just dash back and punish him. If you watch like any Falcon player, you'll see them do this stuff a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like Wizrobe will do a lot of just aerials in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's so good.
It's
And
good.
you
Yeah.
can do that because you're not in the corner.
Right.
Like
Yeah. Okay.
being able to do this is like what having center stage gives you.
Sounds good.
Okay, so there's actually yeah I've been noticing that your out of shield game could definitely use some work. I think for
You were
sure.
s- you were saying before I should be doing wave dash out of shield, right?
Yeah, so there's one spot that I think would be good to do wave dashes in, and it's this one right here.
Yeah, because when I jumped, I just ate it.
Yeah, because it goes back to the idea of frame advantage. Because right here, I think you're actually like right about here. But basically, what happens is that because you're able to act, so
Uh-huh.
basically there are a few factors going on right here. Like when I'm like looking at this situation, analyzing it, there are a few factors going on.
Uh-huh.
So the first one is how close you and Fox are to each other.
Yeah.
The second one is to what degree is Fox actionable before you are? Like, are you actionable at the same time? Are you actionable earlier than Fox? Is Fox actionable earlier than you?
Hmm.
And then also just like the physical state of each character. So you're facing forward away from Fox, you're in shield, and Fox is facing away from you.
Right.
So then you kind of like combine all that, and then with all that in mind, you kind of have to like consider each player's options in this spot and how they interact. So the big thing that I'm looking for is that since you are facing away from Fox and in shield,
Yeah.
it cuts down the options you have available to you.
Right.
Whereas since Fox is just standing in place, not shielding,
Hmm.
um, he's not really limited at all in terms of his options.
Yeah.
So basically, what this means is that you have a lot of your options taken away from you, and you're left with basically only a few ones. Because like you could
Yeah.
go through each option individually in detail and do a
Right.
detailed analysis of each and every option.
Right.
But I think it's important with match analysis to really just focus on the important ones.
Yeah.
And that's something you'll learn over time. Like you'll learn over time which options are the relevant ones to think about. But I'll just jumpstart you here and say that in this situation, for Falcon, really the only relevant options are instant bear out of shield,
Okay.
roll,
Yeah.
spot dodge,
Oh.
and wave dash.
Like away?
Like wave dash away or in, and I think you can make an argument for full jumping as well, and like wave landing to the platform.
Wouldn't I? Okay. Why in?
Well, because so basically, when you're thinking about wave dashing here, you have to think about which option you expect from Fox.
Uh-huh.
And since I have so basically, if the wave dash in makes sense, if you expect Fox to instead of doing like an aerial in place, do an
Yeah.
aerial towards you.
Okay.
Because then, as he's running towards you, you would basically cross him up, and you would end up behind him.
I see. Okay, and then I have another question.
What's up?
When I wave dash out of shield, like how safe am I? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Also, isn't
You're
Falcon spot dodge really bad?
man, it's not great, but it's still an option.
Okay.
It's still an option you have to think about. Because you'll definitely see like Wizzy and S2J and Nun, like all
Yeah.
those Falcons, like spot dodging sometimes.
Hmm.
But yeah. So that's the trade off with Wave Dash out of Shield
Is that it's not
because
really?
it's not super safe.
Yeah. Okay.
But so because of that, you kind of have to like time it so that it is safe.
I see.
So, like for example, this is kind of like a timing where it is safe because if you go back to the advantage in the situation,
Yeah.
because of how high Fox's aerial is here, it means that you actually are actionable like right here, right? So you're actionable like you're actionable before Fox is,
Yeah.
which means that because like the downside of the wave dash is that it takes more time in order to be safe. Like it takes more time before you're actually out of there.
Like instead of rolling, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Instead of rolling, because rolling has that invincibility, but it's gonna take longer, and you won't be actionable as soon.
Gotcha.
But
And then,
because
oh, sorry.
because Fox is because Fox is in leg here, that makes the wave dash safer.
I see.
Because then you can
And
get away from him.
and then it's safer than doing an aerial because there's I'm still jumping, but but there's all that startup on the
Hmm.
aerial.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And like that's why the situation is so much different because you're facing away from Fox.
Yeah.
Because since you're facing away from Fox, you only have back air. You don't
Yeah.
have any other aerial you can do besides stomp, which is like a huge read in this kind of
Yeah.
spot.
True.
And then back air is also slower than Nair. Um,
So should I be like wave dashing on a shield a lot?
I think I think you should. I think you should be wave dashing on a shield a fair amount. But yeah, back air is a 10 frame startup.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's gonna lose to pretty much every option that Fox can do here. But
Yeah.
I think that the wave dash becomes especially strong in situations like this, where you're
Hmm.
facing away from Fox.
Okay. So when I'm facing away, it's good
Mm-hmm.
usually.
And then also like just kind of like wave dash as a shield is really useful because it allows you to use shield stops as part of your movement. Because like basically it's kind of like for example against like Marth. One way I use like shield and like use like wave dash as shield as Sheik against Marth
Uh-huh.
is like when it gets to a percent where it's like I'm like too high percent to be able to crouch cancel things reliably,
Yeah.
or just in general, I will run up and I'll shield
Mhm.
at the timing and spacing such that it makes Marth want to like swing with Fair or Nair or like F smash.
Yeah.
And if he makes a bad swing into me, I get a punish. And if he doesn't bite, then I just wave dash out.
I
And I just
see. Okay.
repeat that over and over again.
I see. That makes
And doing
sense.
that kind of stuff is like a great way to it's like a great way to get that center stage advantage and like keep it.
And I'm assuming when you wave dash out of shield, you're not just like immediately shielding again, right? You're
Yeah,
just
I'm generally
you're
going
just
back into my
going.
dash dance.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, so like here you try to bear
Yeah.
right here, but just because of the framing advantage of the situation, and then like we talked about, like kind of the more like positional advantage of the
Yeah.
situation in Fox's favor, it just didn't work. And then
Hmm.
also like if you notice like if you had done that wave dash in like right here, then you would have ended up with center stage and Fox would be in the corner.
Yeah. That's true.
And this knee, literally every player in the entire
Oh,
world is expecting that knee.
oh no. It's crazy how often it works though, but
It really does. It works a surprising amount of the time.
it's probably like a crutch to a certain degree.
Okay. Not having lush
And then
dashes
get up
is hurting
attack.
you here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ugh,
I'm pretty sure you could have wiggled out here.
really?
I'm pretty sure. This just looks really weird to me. Something about this feels off. Because, like, it feels to me like you should be able to wiggle out by, like, around here.
Okay.
Because if you look at how long you're in hit stun,
Yeah,
you're in hit stun for a long time.
it's true.
Like, I don't think Fox should be able to up tilt you and then full hop, or actually double jump and then fall back to the platform and then full hop again and then upper you. That just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it seems like a long time.
Okay, you put yourself in the corner again.
Yeah, we like the corner.
And then again, because this like you take a bunch of damage here, and it all
Yes.
stems from you being in the corner.
Being in the corner. Okay.
Like this is all because of that one, like you just throwing yourself into the corner. Like you just
Yeah.
took 62% off of it.
It's gotta be because I'm afraid, right?
I mean, to me, it feels like you just don't have that much patience.
Okay.
Like
I
to
think
me, it feels like you're just like you're going a
sometimes
bit unga bunga.
sometimes it feels like I'm not applying enough pressure, and I'm just like I'm just gonna go in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Okay.
Falcon is a character that has a hard time just going in.
Okay, so then I won't do that anymore.
Yeah, because like, especially like if you compare like that like shallow like undershoot nair into dash back to
Yeah.
you just sending this nair into the corner.
Yeah, from
Um,
orbit.
yeah, doesn't look too good. Also, another thing that's making me that's coming up for me is that it feels like right now
Yeah.
it feels like you are attacking Fox where he is instead of where he's going to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is you just reacting to him landing,
Yeah.
and then he moves, and now you're in the
Yeah.
corner.
And now I'm in the corner. I think I think part of the reason why I do that I've realized recently is that like I don't think I'm like always consciously watching the other person. If
That's
that
really
makes
important.
sense. Yeah. Cuz I mean it's not like I'm just like zeroing in on myself, but it's like I'm not like like looking for patterns and stuff. Does that
Hmm.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really important to watch your opponent. Because basically, so something that I think is really important with all characters is something Drug Fox talks about, which is the idea of creating reaction points in your gameplay.
What is
And
that?
like, so basically, like a classic reaction point is when you're playing against a Sheik player
Uh-huh.
and they run at you, and then they wave dash back. So when the Sheik player does that, they are trying to create a point at which they can just check to see what you're doing and then react appropriately. Because, like, for example, if I'm playing Sheik against Fox and I run out wave dash back, I do it at a spacing and timing so that I run up to the edge of his range and I wave dash back. And if I've done it correctly, then I can react to him trying to hit my run up with like a forward tilt or a grab, or I can take space if he gives it to me. And the same thing can apply to like like doing a short hop. Like so, basically, the idea is that you just try and create moments in your gameplay where you can just react to whatever your opponent is doing, and you try and create them constantly. So, like for example, a good one with Falcon would be like that run up shield, because you run at them, and then you shield, and if you see them running at you, then you nair, or you stomp, or you knee, and if you don't see them running at you, then you just wave dash away.
Wait, do I knee out of shield or am I
You could like well, you could knee out a shield. You could do like
Okay.
a like if you see them like coming in for like a dash attack or a grab or something. Like for example,
Yeah.
if you're playing against Sheik, and you see
Yeah.
her running at your shield, like ostensibly for a grab, then you could just like short hop out of shield and do like a delayed knee to catch like the dash attack or the boost grab, whatever it was. You could do
Okay.
a stomp, or you could just react. You could go into shield, see that she's dashing at you, and just react in there.
Okay. And is it because they're used to seeing me run up and shield, or is it just because run up shield is just safe?
Well, it's because generally when you're talking about those kind of situations,
Yeah.
you're not talking about reacting to the shield. You're talking about reacting to running up.
I see. Okay.
Because the idea with doing something like that, where you're running up and then you're shielding, or you're running up and you're aerialing, or you're running up and you're wave dashing, is that you're running up at a spacing that makes your opponent think you're going in.
Okay. So I'm reacting. I'm basically like reacting to their reaction of me running in, basically,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so like that's why it's really important. Just because like if you're not looking at your opponent at all times, and
Yeah.
it's hard. Like I've had trouble looking at my opponent, especially like when I'm going through the process of like integrating a new piece of tech skill into my gameplay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have a hard time like looking at my opponent the whole time because I'm like watching myself to check to see if I'm doing the tech skill correctly. Um, but yeah, because if you're not looking at your opponent, then you aren't able to react to things, and you're going to be reacting late.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Because
makes sense.
like ideally, what you should be doing is you should be watching your opponent the entire time, and then controlling your character using your peripheral vision.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Can you give me like 1 second?
Yeah,
Okay. I'll be like literally 1 second.
you're right.
All right. I'm back.
I believe it. So yeah, so basically what I'm seeing right now from watching this gameplay
Yeah.
is both times your opponent got you out of crouch cancel percent, like
Yeah.
into that juicy knockdown percent, it was because
Yeah.
you just dove into the corner and put
Yeah. That
yourself in a
makes
bad
sense.
spot. Because like
I wonder what. Yeah.
if you look at what happens here, like even though you didn't get hit directly after being put in the
Yeah.
corner,
Yeah.
like it was still basically because you got put in the corner
Right.
because you were put in the corner and you were shielding, you felt forced
Yeah.
to do this back air, and then Fox sees you whiff the back air, and he comes in, and then all of a sudden now you're forced in the corner again, and now you're in the spot where you're facing away from Fox, and you have to like, then you have to get out of there somehow. But this
Yeah.
actually also this situation right here kind of also shows me that you might not be looking at your opponent the whole time,
Yeah.
because if you put like S2J or Nun or Wizzy in this spot where there's a Fox running at them
Yeah.
and they see Fox jump at them like this,
Yeah.
after
Like
when they do
Nair
this
or
dash
something?
back, they would
Oh,
be
yeah, yeah.
looking to grab this every time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like
Which
basically you should be turning around right now for the grab.
which is okay. So like with Falco, right? Like when I would get lasered and then I do dash back and then I just grab, like it's such a free grab because I'm watching them as they
Mm-hmm.
like dive in.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
But yeah, so actually we can do this even more scientifically, and we can go back, and I'm going to pause when
Okay.
Fox dashes forward and jumps.
Yeah. Okay.
So right here,
Yeah.
he is jumping, and we're
Okay.
going to go forward 15 frames.
Okay.
Because if you remember, 15 frames is like the average human reaction time.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if you are watching Fox,
Yeah.
you should be reacting to this jump squad about 15 frames from now.
Yeah. Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So
Yeah.
I think you actually reacted. Because you dashed away literally right at 15 frames.
That godlike reaction time.
But you just... I think maybe what's happening here is that you didn't have confidence in your whiff
Yeah.
punish.
No, I do think that that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it really shows that is whenever I go for like edge guards. Because I'm afraid I'm going to get reversaled. But we haven't even seen that yet, so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I guess yeah, if you're not having confidence in your whiff punishes, a really good way to use Uncle Punch
Yeah.
is to just set up. So just set up this situation. Set up this situation where like you bear, and
Yeah.
then Fox like runs at you with an aerial,
Yeah.
and set the Fox to just like automatically spot dodge.
Okay.
Like make
And then,
make a recording and have like the recorded Fox do like spot dodge after this aerial.
yeah.
Have him do shine. Have him do dash back. Basically, just like program him to do like 3 or 4 different things, and just practice whiff punish grabbing each thing. Because what that'll do is that will teach you how. It'll teach you how fast you need to be to get the whiff punish on an aerial like this,
Mhm.
and it'll teach you what spacing you need to be at in order to get the whiff punish, and it will also just teach you confidence. Because after
Yeah.
enough times of hitting this whiff punish, then you'll actually be confident enough to go for it in game.
Yeah.
And then also just like for if you're playing against like basically any character, if you're playing against any character in friendlies, just make it your goal for a friendly session to get as many whiff punish grabs as possible, and like
Okay.
focus only on getting whiff punish grabs.
Okay.
Like even if 9 of the 10 times on the grab you don't get anything off of it,
Yeah.
or even if like no matter what, just focus only on the whiff punish grabs themselves.
Mhm.
Don't worry about anything else. And then also like just be like when things don't go over your way, like when you don't get the grab. Basically the way I see it is that when you're focusing on something like that, when you're focusing on one specific situation, every time the situation happens, you should be thinking about why it went well or why it went wrong until the next iteration of that situation comes up.
Okay.
Because like it's friendlies, you don't.
Yeah. It doesn't
There's no
matter.
value in winning. There's
Yeah.
only value in
Exactly.
improving.
Yeah.
So friendlies are the time to actively think and think while playing.
Yeah.
Like
That
they're the
makes sense.
time to if you're doing this practice of focusing only on whiff punishes, they're the time to focus only on your whiff punishes and how you're creating them, how you're losing them. What's going wrong, what's going right, just like all that stuff.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So this could have gone very differently. If you were confident in your whiff punish, this could have gone very differently. You could have gotten a huge punish, and now
Right.
you're just taking damage. But like right here, this is an example of a situation where wave dashing out probably would have been better,
Yeah.
or at least not going so committal with the aerial.
Right. I think I just sort of realized I was in the corner.
Mm-hmm. So, but also, so like that brings up another really important thing
Yeah.
because so basically, I'm going to pause it right here.
Okay.
So I think you could have wave dashed forward out of here.
Okay.
Do you know why?
No.
Okay. So why I think you could have wave dashed forward out of here, or not even wave dashed forward, just like gone to platform or something, is because if you look at this situation
Huh.
and you look at the frame advantage, so basically you're both actionable right now, and you look at the positional advantage, you're actually not in that bad of a spot.
Okay.
Because if you look at it positionally, like spacing wise,
Yeah.
Fox right here is standing, but he's not standing. He's not standing close enough to actually threaten you. Because from this spot, if Fox just immediately aerials you, or like
Yeah.
tries to grab you, It's gonna reach to right about there, maybe a bit further, like right
If
about
you're
there.
drawing, I can't see it.
Oh, oh my god, oh my god! I'm just gonna share my screen instead of Dolphin. Okay, so basically, right here, if Fox does an immediate aerial into you, or does like immediate grab, this right
Yeah.
here, that's about as far as he can reach.
Okay.
So what that means is that you're not actually in any danger of being hit right now.
Hmm.
You're not. There's no need to panic here. You're fine. You're chilling. So what that
Yeah.
means is because you aren't immediately threatened by Fox,
Yeah.
you can now you have because now you have the time to actually act. You have the time to actually do things.
Hmm.
So you could go up and then waveland. You
Okay.
could wave dash forward a little bit.
I
You
see.
could wave dash in place. You could wave dash back to ledge. Like
Yeah.
you actually have movement options available to you right now because
Mhm.
Fox is far enough away that he's not actively forcing you to throw out a hitbox in defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That
then
makes
what
sense.
happens is that, if we go back to the game, what
Hmm.
happens is that you didn't really understand that. You didn't really
No.
understand that you could actually move out of your shield and you didn't have to attack. So
Right.
what happens is Fox is doing this this zoning stuff. He's like
Yeah.
just basically seeing if you're going to do something stupid
Yeah.
and he sees you just jump forward with an aerial and now he has all the time in the world to just
Yeah.
hit you out of it.
That makes sense.
So
Oh.
basically this you lost your stock basically because you got you got antsy.
Yeah. That's what I was
You
gonna say.
you saw this situation and you thought it
Yeah.
was much worse for you than it actually was.
True. Okay.
So that's also
That makes
something
sense.
that'd be good to look at. Like when you're playing friendlies, just
Yeah.
focus on like when you're in shield, just evaluating like how much danger am I in right now? Am I threatened? Am
Yeah.
I actively threatened? Is my opponent in range? Or am I frame advantage? Am I frame disadvantaged? And then also most importantly, do I have to aerial out of this?
Yeah.
Or can I just move out of this? Because if you start moving out of your shield more, it'll make your aerials out of shield much more effective.
Yeah. Because they won't
Because
expect it.
yeah, and now like if you look at a situation, like if you look at what would have happened if you had just wave dash forward, like imagine you're wave dashing forward right now, you would be
Yeah.
in a really good spot.
Right.
Like you would basically still end up here, but you would have gotten there faster, and you would have gained more space. Whereas now you're just in lag, and you're just gonna get hit again.
Yeah. That makes sense. The heck. Oh.
Good idea.
Ooh.
Okay, now you're getting a little impatient. Was that slide off?
Let me see.
Oh my
You know
god.
it. You know it.
I guess one thing I will say, I like a lot of this. The
Uh-huh.
only thing is, I think you're getting a little too impatient again.
Yeah.
Because like something I'm not seeing is I'm
Yeah.
not seeing that you're like doing sustained dash dances. It feels
Okay.
like pretty much every time you dash dance, you're immediately attacking out of it.
Yeah.
Like right here, immediate attack, and it makes it things really easy for Fox because now Fox doesn't really have to do that much mental work.
Yeah.
Because now Fox just sees, okay, we're at this range. Like Fox, I don't think Fox is even reacting to you doing this side B. He's just predicting it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I
That makes
think
sense.
I think Fox has realized that if he just stands like right here at this spacing,
Yeah. Then I'll just
you're
run in.
yeah, you're just gonna run in every time. Just
Yeah,
like
that
right
makes sense.
here, like Fox is doing this nair. It's actually I think this nair is timed to try and like hit you out of the air for doing your aerial,
Yeah. Okay.
and then he does it again. He just gets that spacing and just waits for you.
Yeah. I really love my Nair out of shield, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like also like look at this one.
Yeah, it's meaningless.
Like look at how far away Fox
Yeah,
is. And then also look at the fact that Fox is in disadvantage right now. Fox is
yeah,
not even actionable yet. So
right.
like you're naring to try and beat an approach that actually
Yeah,
isn't even possible.
that's probably because I'm not watching,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
if you're watching right now,
bad muscle memory.
if you're watching right now and you see Fox do this aerial, then
Yeah,
you should know, okay, this is my time to go. Like if you see
yeah,
this, this is your time to
yeah.
shine. This is your time to
Right.
actually move forward and take space away from Fox.
Yeah, because I probably didn't even notice that that was happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
I got him in the corner,
There you go.
and notice how things are going a lot better when I'm not in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Falcon is really scary when he has you in the corner because he can just dash back for days.
All right.
Okay, you're rolling. Okay. Um. Okay, that was wonky. That was really weird. Something I will
Oh no,
say
I'm
is
dead.
that it feels like sometimes you'll aerial and then you'll just keep aerialing over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
And Falcon is really not that good at that kind of play because
Hmm.
Falcon doesn't really have any good burst options.
Well,
Because
what about Stomp though?
except for stop, but yeah, like if we go to Falcon's moves, like his frame data.
Yeah.
These aren't relevant. None of the tilts are
No,
relevant.
no.
Smashes aren't relevant. So really, the only relevant options that Falcon has when he's right next to someone
Yeah,
are aerials and the
yeah.
gentleman.
Gentleman. And
So
grab.
and grab, but grab is tiny.
That's true.
Where's grab?
And Falcon Punch.
Falcon punch. But yeah, like look at how tiny that grab is.
Yeah. It's a
Just
little
like
cute grab.
it's a cute little grab. But what that means is that if you look at Falcon's aerials,
Uh-huh.
the fastest one is up air, and
Yeah.
that's situational. So like the best general one is Nair, and that's 7
Yeah.
frames.
You're right.
So if you compare that to like literally any of, of Fox's moves,
Yeah. It's slow.
yeah, like if you look at Fox, like up tilt frame 5, jab frame 2, up smash frame 7,
Wow.
Nair frame 4, bear frame 4, down
That's
air frame
crazy.
5. So Falcon really isn't equipped to just sit in place and just squab with someone.
Yeah. So
Falcon
you're
does
saying
not like
like
throwing
dash
hands.
back, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that unless you can get your gentleman's consistent,
Yeah.
which I think you're on the way,
I'm on the
then
way.
you kind of don't really have a good burst move.
Yeah.
Just because if you factor in Falcon's jump squat, neutral air is 11 frames, up air is 10, back air is 14. So really, Falcon just kind of struggles with
Yeah, it's
doing move after move,
okay. Right.
and I think you should be trying to go into your dash dance more.
Gotcha.
That's what that was all leading up towards. Because,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like, theoretically, Gentleman I think is a really good option in those kind of situations. But it is also vulnerable to CC, and of course, also it's hard because if you just mess up one time, then you could just like get killed for it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
So
interested to see
like,
how I take one more stock because I do know I do that.
it's like if you like look at what happens like right here, like basically this entire time you're just getting forced into throwing attacks out
Yeah,
because you're choosing these aerials and these committal options, and you're just in disadvantage the entire time. Like basically
I see.
from here until you
Yeah,
die, you're just constantly in disadvantage.
yeah. So I should be dashing around instead of
Mm-hmm.
throwing out stuff. Okay, that's good because that's where I'll get like run over sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
it's got to be because I'm just throwing out aerial.
Yeah, especially because like if you think about it, like so Fox is at 0 right now.
Right.
So realistically, what do you expect to get from like a stray back air or a stray
Right.
nair?
Well, yeah, I mean like those are all like panics is basically I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
is what it is, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
But like
sense.
the reason that they're bad is because just like
Because I'm
if
just
you
gonna
could,
keep things slow,
mm-hmm.
right?
And if you compare the reward to getting like a grab out of this
Yeah.
somehow using your dash dance
Yeah.
to just getting a random back air,
Yeah.
it's really lopsided in favor of the one grab.
Hmm.
Like especially like Ashika's another character that's very grab oriented. I would rather get against Fox. If Fox is at 0, I would rather get one grab than like four forwarders.
Yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Like there, like I got a back air right there, but like that didn't give me anything,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, because especially because the back air has to be so precisely timed to actually get something off of it.
Yeah.
Because if it's like that weird kind of like late back air hitbox, and you're actually just
Yeah.
not going to get anything.
Right, I got 7% and then I
Mm-hmm.
died.
You put yourself in the corner again.
Yep.
This is all because you were in the corner.
Oh, I'm not in
And
the
you're
corner.
still,
Oh,
yeah, now
now I'm
you're
in the
like,
corner.
also, like, right here, you
Yeah,
had
why'd
a
I roll
chance to
backward?
get out of there. You had a chance to start,
Oh.
pick back up.
Yeah, but I nared. Is that what you're gonna say?
And then you did this weird, like, crouch.
Yeah.
And then you did this, like, weird short hop forward knee.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh,
you
fuck
were, I think
that.
what might have happened here is that since you weren't looking at your opponent, you nared, and you
Yeah.
saw that it whiffed, and you're like, oh god, what do I do? And then like you crouched and you did this forward air. I
Right, I think
think
that's
because
fair.
you
Yeah.
weren't really watching your opponent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if you were watching your opponent and you could see,
I wouldn't have done
right
that.
now, oh wait, I'm not actually in danger. This is actually good
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
And then also maybe you just tried to react too late. Because I
I
think
don't think
maybe
so. I
you were
yeah.
like this knee may have been like a delayed reaction to the Fox whiffing their move.
I think it was I wasn't watching,
Okay.
but I don't know. Oh,
Okay, so this is like an example of a good bear, right?
right.
Because this bear knocks Fox down. You're in position to
Yeah.
tech chase. You can get whatever read you want off of this.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if you were ready for it, you would have been able to continue the. You would have been able to continue to punish after you whiff this stomp.
Okay.
Because like
Oh,
you get the backer, and then you try and go for the stomp. But I think if you look at the actual situation, like right here, you were actually actionable.
yeah. I even walk a
So
little
yeah,
bit and
you
then I
even
do
walked a
this.
little bit. So I think you could have gotten like a grab there actually, or you could have just dashed away.
Yeah.
Okay, you get a little bit impatient,
Yeah.
and like also something I'm not seeing at all is like those undershot attacks,
Yeah.
like those undershot like nairs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
no.
okay, getting impatient.
Yep. It's the Maxwell.
That's the Maxwell SSBM.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
Random knee.
god, you're
You
such a
love to see it.
falcon.
You love to see it.
You're such a dirty Falcon meme.
And the best part about that was I learned nothing from that interaction. Oh, it's okay though.
Okay. Yeah, like look at what's happening here. Watch Fox.
Yeah,
Watch how Fox is actually just waiting for you.
yeah, yeah.
Like actually, I think if we go back and like through this, like go back a bit
Yeah.
and just watch Fox.
Like I mean, even that get up attack, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Fox, you get the knee, and then what does Fox do? He's waiting. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's just waiting. He's
Yeah.
just waiting for you to throw out a bad nair. That's all he wants.
Oh no.
Like, right here, Fox wasn't even reacting to you jumping at him here. After the down tilt,
Yeah.
he just assumed, okay, I whiffed down tilt, now Maxwell is just going to jump at me.
He's just gonna go in.
He's just going to jump at me, and I'm just going to wave land over him. And I'm going to get this bear set up.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go.
There you go.
So big stuff is I get impatient and I'm not watching the other person as much as I should. And
throwing
I
yourself
go in
into
the
the
corner.
corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are probably the three biggest things, right? Oh, and then wave dash out of shield is really good. Right?
Yeah.
Are those the biggest things?
I think so. Yeah, I think watching your opponent's a big one.
Yeah. Because and just to be clear, I do
also focus on creating whiff punishes.
Creating.
Because
yeah.
if you think about all melee characters,
Yeah.
you got to think about like what their game plans are. You got to think about what their win conditions are. And Falcon's win condition is grab or like a stomp.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, the best way for him to get the grab, especially, is through whiff punishes.
Yeah.
So if you don't use them, then you're just like shutting yourself off of a really important way to get your win condition going. I just want to watch. I want to watch a Falcon. There we go. This should work. I want to watch a Falcon just to look at what they do out of their dash dance.
Okay. Seems like he knows how to ledge dash. Oh, he did a Maxwell. Just ran right into the corner.
Oh, but look at this.
Okay, I'm watching. Oh, are you talking about wave dash out of shield?
Yeah, look at
damn.
this.
Oh, damn. Look at that. That's pretty sick.
There's another one right there. Dude, look at how fast that is.
That is so fast.
Because Falcon's jump squat is 4 frames, so it's actually pretty fast. There's another one. Like basically in all of, I guess that's really what I want to look at. Like in all of these spots where Falcon shields, like in pretty much all of these, I feel like you'd be throwing out aerials, whereas Gatsu is just wave dashing out.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, because it seems like grab gets a lot of %, but I don't know how to always translate that into a kill. You know what I mean?
Well, you can get you can get reads on off of down throw.
Like you read a roll to the right or something.
Yeah, with like stomp, and you just knee.
Okay.
But like, look at Okay, just like look at how like much Gatsu is working like in and out of his shield. It's
Yeah,
like
and
he
he's not just
nares.
diving in.
Mm-hmm. He sees. So here, he sees he has space. He's not in danger. So he dashes out. And like this situation doesn't go super well for him.
Yeah.
But if you look at what he was like, basically, he created the situation he wanted to create. All of this is just posturing for this nair that he attempted. Like all of this, all these wavelands. I'm actually gonna slow it down.
Can I ask you something?
What's up?
So should I be like as Falcon be mostly playing kind of defensively? Is that kind of what I'm going for?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Falcon's kind of like Sheik in that his approach options are very linear.
Okay.
Because you can't exactly just like raw grab people, and like naring at people has its limitations and is also vulnerable to crouch cancel. So yeah, I think generally more defensive is better. Like if you watch Wizrobe, like he's a classic like super defensive Falcon.
Right.
But so just like look at just like watch how like using the wave dash as a shield,
Yeah.
Gatsu is just like setting up this one situation where he's trying to set up just enough advantage to where he can go in like this.
Yeah.
Like he's just spending a ton of time waiting, and he waits, and then he
Yeah.
goes in at the perfect time.
I see.
Whereas you aren't really like waiting that much.
No. Waiting's for nerds.
That it is. Okay. Yeah, I guess let's just watch a little bit more.
Okay.
Also, look at how much Gatsu was grabbing here.
Yeah.
There's that. There's what I was talking about earlier, just a little bit ago. There's There's that whiff punish grab opportunity.
Yeah.
This is literally the same exact thing that happened with you.
Yeah.
But here, Gatsu actually went for it. Like, even though it didn't work, this is basically what we should be trying to do.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And especially, it's also the idea of an undershot attack. Like, this is kind of a very exaggerated version of an undershot attack, where the intention isn't necessarily to hit, it's to make Fox want to do this aerial at you to try and catch you, which you can then whiff punish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, we'll watch to the end of this next stock, whichever character it's from. Oh, actually, there was just a little baby situation. This is an example of that situation where Falcon is weakened. Because Falcon here, like, here, Gatsu is forced to do, like, wants to put out a hitbox, and he wants to use a burst option. And for him, since he can gentleman, it's the jab.
Yeah. He's getting run over a little bit. So I guess that's a little bit just kind of the nature of Captain Falcon sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of the matchup, too.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because I think Falcon struggles against Fox and Falco, at least in part because they can run Race Car Man over.
Yeah, race car man.
He doesn't have his race car. What's he supposed to do?
I know, and he's carrying a gun. I don't know why. He should use that thing.
Oh my god! Imagine if Falcon had a gun
That'd be pretty sick.
against an S tier.
He
Dude,
should
if
be able to
Falcon
play.
could had like an auto cancel laser, they could just shoot at you while he's jumping around.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
It'd be awesome.
I would love playing against that character.
Is this the second? This has to be the second game because I didn't immediately run in. Well, I didn't get blasted in the corner. Oh, but now I'm in the corner again.
Okay. Yeah, so like basically what's happening here. So there I think there is actually like a flaw in your game plan.
Okay,
And
lay
it's
it on me.
that you're going for these random aerials
Yes.
when actually these random aerials aren't really that rewarding.
Yeah, it makes
Because
sense.
if you go back and look at this opening stock, like just like look at what you're actually getting off of these aerials. Like how often when you throw an aerial is it actually getting you an opening versus like how
Yeah.
often is it getting you in trouble even when you land it.
Right. So, yeah, so I should be going for like with punish crab type stuff, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
the okay.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You know what?
What?
Where's a Wizzy video?
Oh my God.
Where's
I've
Wizzy?
watched a lot of Wizzy videos in my day. You might even call me a Wizzy fan.
Okay, just like look at just like try and on the fly just like evaluate the risk reward of Wizzy's options. Just like look at like if, where he's going for high value openings and where he's going for guaranteed damage. Grab, grab, okay, grab.
Yeah. Look how fast he is. Wow.
And now, okay, so now backer actually knocks down. So now he's going for the backer, and now Nair
Yeah.
knocks down. There's a high value option.
And that was a it was a whiff punish too, so
Hmm. Yeah. This is something that's really good to start to try doing. Is specifically after you do this undershot aerial. No, thank you. Just going for this stomp. And just tie. This is exactly what you want to be looking for.
okay.
Because remember, remember the back part of stomp is bigger than the front part.
I did not know that.
Look at that.
You're right, it's massive.
Yeah. So when you're lift punching with stomp, you want to be facing away from your opponent.
Mm.
Just like look at it's actually significantly easier to hit
It,
with the back part of stomp than the front
yeah, it's
part.
pretty crazy.
So that's why he's turning around here because he wants to get that back part. Okay. We're gentlemaning because it gets knocked down.
Oh, look at
Okay, how much you want to bet that Wizzy's gonna stomp like 4 times in a row, or grab 4 times in a row?
that. Okay.
But also like these nairs and these stomps, like they're spaced so that they're basically
Yeah.
like there's no real risk to
Right.
those moves,
Oh,
just because it's so hard to punish them. Okay, yeah. So now things are knocking down. So now Wizard starts to add them into his game plan.
he didn't wave dash out of shield.
Like if you look at all the times when Wizzy has back aired so far in this game, they've pretty much
Yeah.
all been when
Af-
he's like after he gets Fox's that knockdown percent.
yeah. It's crazy.
Wizard too good.
Those stomps feel so good.
Oh yeah. Okay. So now I guess Wizzy. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love it.
Look at look at poor
Yeah.
Noel.
Yeah. Or no.
Poor guy. Okay. Yeah. So that Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna like kind of skim through the rest of this game.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it's pretty much the same kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Falcon privilege, baby.
Okay.
Dead though. Not yet. Oh, okay. Well,
Ledge
that
dash
was.
would be so good there.
I know. And bad get. Every time I do a get up attack like that, as it's coming out, I'm like, this was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It's like you see your life flashing before your eyes. I think I'm playing a little bit more patient this
Mm-hmm.
game.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
I didn't get shine spiked. Well,
Oh my god, the feedback. Now you're
oh,
getting
what was
impatient.
that? No, just ignore that. Ignore that. Okay, that was impatient. Oh, oh, that stomp would have been pretty cool, but it was really dumb.
That's what goes through my head was the time when I'm playing Falcon.
Yeah, it's Falcon Brain. That's what I was gonna say. Oh, that was pretty sick.
Oh,
Yeah,
imagine. Okay, but actually though, imagine if this was a stomp.
yeah, no kidding. Oh, oh, oh,
Oh, oh,
that was weird. Oh,
okay,
shorten. It's
yeah.
a good shorten. Okay. Do I kill him though? Yes, I actually
And
do. And then I
oh,
kill myself for good measure.
you can't. You got to make things at least a little difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't want to win. Oh,
Okay, you could be. So
oh,
this
that's
whole
a good
time,
one. Yeah. Stomping?
just you could have been. No, you just could have been wave dashing.
Oh, I see.
No, also just pro strat. When
First
you
trap.
respond like this and your opponent gets off their platform immediately,
Yeah.
wait until their invincibility is gone
And then come off the thing.
before coming down
Yeah.
off yours.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like you could just be wave you every time you shield and you aerial out, you could just be wave dashing.
Especially when he's crouch canceling like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
do. Yeah, I'm just like, time to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
it
that would have.
feels like when you engage, it's
Yeah,
not based on what your opponent's doing, but just like how long you've been waiting.
it's true. That's true. Somehow I managed to make this kind of close.
Like this is like oh my god, this is so much better. Like this example, like this situation
Yeah.
where you're just like very patiently dash dancing, especially right here. We're just like dash dancing and waiting. Is I
Yeah.
think exactly what you want to be doing as Mr. Captain Falcon.
See, I think the reason why I did it there is because I know we're both at one stock and I don't want to die.
That's what you should be playing like that all the time.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever played MOBAs at all?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to play League
Okay.
of Legends all the time.
Okay. So you know how in a MOBA, one of the first pieces of advice one of the first things you learn as a new MOBA player is that the best thing you can do is just try not to die.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that in Melee.
Okay.
Like sometimes the best thing you can do is just try not to get hit. It's like fucking Isaiah said. Don't get hit.
Yeah.
Just picture yourself as a massive dot kid. Just a huge fan of the original Smash Brothers documentary, and get a don't get hit tattoo on your chest, and then
I would
just look
I
at
should
it.
I should get it like on the top of my leg, so when I'm playing, I can see it.
but yeah, like it's. I think don't get hit is actually a surprisingly good thing to keep in mind. Um, Cause like especially for like a more defensive character,
Yeah.
a lot of the time is actually just what should be in your mind. Like it's just what your mindset should be. Like with when you're a character that's like as defensive as Falcon, and as a character where your defense creates a lot of offense,
Yeah.
just focusing on avoiding the hit and then seeing what happens usually works pretty well.
Hmm. Was this Melee at Epic 182? I think it was.
So it's from the 20th.
I think so.
All right. Do you have any questions? Any more questions? Or actually,
I don't think so.
okay. What are we talking about?
Nothing.
um, don't throw yourself into the corner mindlessly. I mean, do you have notes?
Yeah, I wrote down some notes.
Okay, sweet. Okay. I guess, yeah, that is important. In that case, then, I'm going to end the recording.
Good idea.